Howdy! Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Daniel.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Ivan.
Well, things will be kind of different this semester.
Yeah, from now on, other students will join the show as well.
We will be the co-hosts together make things better.
Okay, talking about our podcast, Daniel, did you remember you guys talking about movies last semester?
Yeah, but why?
Kevin and I wanna ask you if you're really into American or European shows and someone.
We are wondering that if you can really talk to a foreigner.
Well, of course I can. I have several friends from other countries and even from Ukraine.
And here comes a serious question. How to be such brave to make foreigner friends and try to make Western girlfriends?
Oh, wait, who told you about this secret?
It's never a secret, bro. Never mind, let's answer the question.
I'm afraid that I'm not so professional to answer this question. But since we have some foreign teachers in our school, we can just ask them. And maybe I can reach some of my teachers on the internet.
I have heard that the government are trying to make Taiwan into a bilingual country in the year 2030. Speaking English is getting more and more important.
Okay, then Ivan and I will interview some of our classmates for a few questions about learning English and ask the teachers about it.
What are you waiting for? Let's go! What's the hardest thing while you are studying English?
The hardest thing is collocations, since it takes a lot of practice or time to remember them.
Okay. What's the easiest thing while you are studying English?
The easiest thing is listening, because I often watch English videos on YouTube, so English listening is not difficult to me.
Okay.
Do you think you have difficulty talking to foreigners? Why?
I don't think I have difficulty talking to foreigners because I usually think or talk to myself in English. In this way, I develop the language intuition and I can speak more fluently. Last month, I even helped a foreigner send a package successfully.
Oh wow, that's good experience. Do you think English is useful in your daily life?
Yes, I do. For example, when I buy something from other countries, I have to read the English instructions in order to know how to use the product. If I knew nothing about English, things might probably get difficult. That's why I think English is useful in my daily life.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi. I'm Kate.
Hi Kate, my name is Daniel. I'm happy that you can go on this podcast with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, then we have several questions for studying English to ask you. The first question will be, how to be more confident when you are speaking to a foreigner?
That's a really good question. I think that you need to find a good teacher, first of all, who will help you to build your confidence and understand what you want to achieve with your English or whichever language you're learning. Also, learning a lot of the native language, like from TV shows and films and movies and podcasts, is really good too, because you learn how to speak like a local, and it's also great for pronunciation and listening practice. Reading too, of course. If you read along to audiobooks or read subtitles when you watch a movie, it's good because you can understand how the words are spoken and practice reading and listening as well.
Watching videos and films, that's my favorite. And and I hope that can help me too. So the second question is, what is the education system in your country?
Okay, so I'm from the UK, so it's very different to Asia. We start at primary school for 7 years from the ages of 4 to 11. And at primary school, you learn a bit of everything. The main focus is English, maths, and science, probably. We learn other things too, like history, geography, PE, music, all of the normal things. Language studies is not very important at primary school in the UK. I think it wasn't at my primary school anyway. We learnt a tiny bit of French and that was it. When you move up to secondary school, so from the age of 11 to 18, that's a bit more specified and you learn a lot more of a range of subjects, and that includes languages. So I was in a German class for 3 years. But then when you are 14, that's when the exams begin and you have to choose more specified subjects that you want to study, especially the older you get throughout school. And then by the end of your school year, your school time, you are only studying the subjects that you are really interested in, and that is meant to prepare you for university. So it doesn't have to be language studies is not compulsory throughout school in the UK, which is a shame, but you study what you want to for your exams, and I think that helps you to get the best grades that you can.
Yes, and we also have history, geography, and biology in Taiwan. And you told me that there wasn't so many tests in your country, right?
I don't think it's as serious as it is in Taiwan, or as intense maybe, but there's still a lot of exams, sure. Only when you are 16 and 18 you have important exams in the UK.
Yeah, that will be good news for those who has suffered in the education test in Taiwan. Yeah. So you said that you speak German. You learned German.
Not for very long, only for 3 years, from the age of 11 to 14. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you say thank you in German?
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Dankeschön. Yeah. Okay. So that's all for today, and thank you very much to attending us, and also thanks our audience a lot who have time to watch this podcast. Yeah, and that's all for today.
Thanks, Daniel.
Okay. Hello, teacher. What's your name?
Yes, hello, Daniel. Thank you for having me here with you. My name is Drew. Lots of my students around the world that I teach call me Teacher Drew, but my full name is Drew Cicera or Cicera.
Okay, so you are from Canada, right?
That is correct, yes, this side. I am from Canada. I was born outside of Toronto. I got my university degree in Canada, and after I graduated, I decided to move to Taiwan to teach English, and now I am in Japan, traveling and experiencing Japan.
Okay, very well. So, my classmates have some questions to ask you. The first question is how to be more confident when you are speaking to foreigner, like how to talk more confidently.
That's a very good question, and there's not an easy answer to that. That is like asking, how do you become a better person? Well, there's many ways that you can become a better person. And so if you want to become more confident to speak with foreigners, you have to build your confidence to speak with anybody first. If you are a shy person, if you feel like you don't know what to say, that is a sign that you need to practice your speaking in general. Start with having conversations more with people in your class. Start with having conversations more with people around your school, people in your community, people you do not talk to often. If you can grow the confidence to have everyday conversation, normal conversation with Taiwanese people or other people that you know or you don't know, you will feel more confident to talk. When you speak with a foreigner, you might feel afraid because they can speak fast, and you might think they will judge you. You might think the native person, the foreigner, will think my English is bad. But we don't really care. We do not want you to have perfect English. You do not need to have perfect English. We might be shy and afraid as well, because we are in your country. This is your culture. So you are very good at speaking Chinese. We are very, very good at speaking English. You do not have to speak perfect English. Once you realize that we will not judge you, you will feel more confident. And you will be able to find ways to communicate your ideas. But practice makes perfect. Just like riding a bicycle. If you ride the bicycle one time, you will fall. But if you fall, you do not leave the bicycle. You do not say, I will never try that again. No, of course you try. You try again and again and again and again, and you will become better. It is the same with communication. Chat and talk with local people. Talk with people in school, your neighborhood, and then talk to a foreigner. Talk to another foreigner. Try another one. If you make mistakes, it's okay. And you will eventually become more confident.
Wow, that's professional. Thanks for your advice.
No problem.
Yeah. And the second question is, what is the education system in your country?
Good question. Again, that is quite a general question. So there are many things I can discuss and talk about regarding education in Canada. It is similar to Taiwan in that we have private and we have public schools. The public schools are the government schools and the private ones are private. They do not run, they do not function through the government rules. They can teach their own education and their own curriculum. Canada runs on a very standard, very professional education. And Canada is a very, very, very diverse country. One of our biggest values, one thing we love about Canada is we have everybody from every country in the world. When I was growing up and I was in school in Canada, I had people from China, India, people from Korea, I had people from Europe, Germany, many people, different countries coming into one classroom. So our education system teaches us how to socialize, how to interact, how to talk with, how to work together with other people from around the world. And you can see that in our elementary, our high school, and then into our university and our college. In Canada, we have universities and we have colleges. And these are a little bit different. College teaches you more grounded, more practical skills, like fixing a car, like fixing the sinks in your house. You can make a lot of money if you study in a college. University, however, uses a little bit more of your mind. It is more about philosophy, psychology, sociology, talks about politics. It is more about studying and thinking and less about doing with your hands. So in Canada, when you finish high school, you can decide. Do you want to go into the very deep thinking hard, very, very hard, or do you want to go into learning a skill, something that you can do with your hands and become really, really good at? And in Canada, we respect both because you need both of them together. So that is a general overview of the education system in Canada.
Okay, that's a lot. And in Taiwan, we have similar but also the same, also with some difference. And the last question is how to do bilingual education in your country.
Oh, good question again. In Canada, we have two national languages, English and French. And when you are growing up, you have two options. You can take an immersion program. One of them is called immersion program. Immersion program is when you study a second language, which would be French, from kindergarten, very young, all the way up until university. Most of your day, most of your school day is in French, not English. The whole purpose of an immersion program is to immerse yourself in the new language, to surround yourself, be around that new language as much of the day as possible. So when you take an immersion program, you are learning French really intensely. Usually those people become very, very smart in the end because they know two languages, English and French, which is our national languages. However, if you want to take an immersion program, most of the students will go to Quebec, which is a specific province in Canada, a specific area, far away from lots of the other places in Canada like Vancouver or Toronto. The second one is a bilingual program. Bilingual program is more traditional. In most areas of Canada, we speak English. That is the main language. In a bilingual program, you will speak English, but you will take some courses, little bit of French. That is what I did growing up. And personally, not many people outside of Quebec like to learn French. It was not taken very seriously. So we did not focus on it much. But while you're growing up, your parents can decide, do we want to put you in bilingual? You speak English almost all the time and learn little bits of French? Or do we want you to go immersion, where you are going to go to Quebec? You are going to learn French a lot most of your day and not speak much English. Those are the two options that most people have.
Okay, French sounds cool. And how to say thank you in French?
Oh, you are testing me now. Oh, I know more Taiwanese and Mandarin Chinese from being in Taiwan than I do compared to French my whole life. That is how much I really did not enjoy French personally. But if I want to say thank you, I believe the correct way is merci. Merci. You try, Daniel.
Merci.
Merci. Yes, merci. And Daniel, can you please tell me, how do you say thank you in your language in Taiwan?
In Taiwan, we say 谢谢,谢谢你.
谢谢,谢谢你.
Yes, really good. So
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your watching, and this is all for today.
Okay, awesome. And thank you for everybody who is listening to Daniel and I have this wonderful conversation. If you have any questions about the world, about my life in Japan, about my experience in Taiwan, if you want to know more about Canada, or you want to improve your English speaking skills, you can visit my website, www.drewcicera.com. You can add me online at my line, @teacherdrew. Or you can follow me on my Instagram as well, DrewCif, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys have, or in the future, work with you and help you to improve your English and communication skills. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Drew. Okay, that's all for today. Hello, my name is Daniel.
And I'm Kevin.
I'm Evan.
What's your name?
My name is Aisha.
Okay, hello Aisha. We have several questions to ask you that we need you to answer it for our classmates. The first question is how to be more confident when we are speaking to the foreigners.
Okay, when you're speaking to foreigners, you need to have confidence in yourself and your ability to speak English, because you guys have been practicing English ever since elementary school, so you already know what to say, but you are doubting yourself. So you need to believe in yourself when you're speaking to foreigners or anyone else.
Yeah, believe in ourselves. That's a good point.
Yes.
Okay. And my question is, what's the education system in Belize?
Okay, the education system is pretty much the same like here in Taiwan. We have preschool, elementary, secondary, university, and the major difference is that kids in Belize do not attend cram school. So after school is finished at around 3 in the afternoon, that's it.
Oh, cram school is actually sucks. They will be my paradise.
Okay.
May I ask how Belize conducts bilingual teaching?
Okay, in Belize, the bilingual teaching is done for English and Spanish. So kids do listening, speaking, reading, and writing in Spanish from elementary, secondary, and even at the university level.
Oh, so you can speak Spanish?
Yes.
And how do you say thank you in Spanish?
Thank you in Spanish is gracias. Then how do we say thank you in Chinese?
Thank you in Chinese is 谢谢.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Aisha.
You're
That's all
welcome.
for today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Principal Chen.
My name is Daniel.
And I'm Kevin.
Hey, Ivan.
Today we are going to interview our principal for several questions about bilingual education.
Yeah.
The first question is, what's your opinions about bilingual education?
Yeah, fine, thank you. The purpose of the bilingual instruction program is to create more situation in which to use or learn English and even to immerse all our students in an all English environment sometimes, so that they would get used to listening to, speaking or thinking, even thinking in English, and finally communicating in English. Once you get used to it, you are close to being a successful English learner.
Yeah, that's a really great opinion, and we hope that we can be one great English learner one day.
Okay.
Yes, okay. And the second question is, why did you decide to implement bilingual education?
Yeah. Based on the petitioning of Pingtung First Senior High School, it is imperative to improve students' globalization competence. 8 years ago, we proposed a plan to introduce foreign teachers to the MOE. During the period, we produced the first local English listening and speaking material, certified by the National Library, to cultivate students' ability to communicate internationally from the perspective of local culture. So I would like to thank the teachers for their courage and ideas who took the initiative to propose and promote the bilingual experimental class. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's amazing.
What advice do you have for classmates to learn English?
Yeah. Here are some tips and advice for students learning English. First, make English a part of your daily life. Try to immerse yourself in English as much as possible. Second, practice speaking and listening. Speaking and listening are important skills for English learner, so try to practice them as much as possible. Third, be patient and persistent. Learning a new language takes time and effort, so be patient with yourself and stay persistent in your efforts. I hope that our students will be brave and use English more, even if it's just to say hello or respond or communicate or send some message to each other in activities or daily life. Furthermore, you can also participate in the 3MT activity held by the library that originates from the University of Sydney, which is to introduce an English book in 3 minutes in English.
That's very useful.
Okay, so the final question will be, what do you think about the prospects of the bilingual teaching?
Yeah, Bilingual instruction promotes cultural understanding and language proficiency, which are important components of well-rounded education and global competence. However, it still has some challenges, such as it can be difficult for teachers to provide instruction in two languages, and it may require additional resource and support to develop appropriate instruction material and assessment. Additionally, some students may struggle to keep up with the material if they are not fluent in English. Even so, everything is difficult at the beginning, but without a beginning, it will never end and never reach the goal. Just do it, and you will get it. Finally, I want to thank all of the students for giving yourself opportunities to learn from each other. I hope this program a great success. That's it.
Okay, great. To be more practical and working hard is the only way to succeed.
Okay, we finally got the answer. I think that every teacher have their own skills to help us improve our foreign language.
Yeah, we really learned a lot from them today.
I will say this is the best chance that we can broaden our horizons. It can really help us, no matter on test or even conversation.
True, I'm sure I'm gonna get a high A score on the next English exam in our class.
Well, you want to bet about it?
How about foreign friends? Our original purpose.
Oh, about that. Have you ever really made a foreign girlfriend?
Or have you met the movie star that you...
Why would it always come to this?
Because you are such handsome.
I reject your request. That's a secret.
That's a yes then.
No way. This is the end of our podcast today.
Hello, I'm Kevin. Welcome to our podcast. Today, I'm gonna to introduce you 4 words. Number 1, bilingual. Bilingual. Number 2, native. Native. Number 3, collocation. Collocation. And the last one, intuition. Intuition. Okay, our first word is bilingual. Bilingual 的意思呢就是双语的。Let's take a look at a sentence. Taiwan is promoting a bilingual policy, hoping to become a bilingual country by 2030. Taiwan is promoting a bilingual policy, hoping to become a bilingual country by 2030. 台湾正在推行双语政策，希望能在2030年之前呢成为双语国家。And we have an extension here. Bilingualism. Bilingualism. Bilingualism 的意思呢就是双语能力。Okay, let's focus on the sentence. Bilingualism has become increasingly important since Taiwan began to promote the bilingual policy. Bilingualism has become increasingly important since Taiwan began to promote the bilingual policy. 自从台湾开始推动双语政策呢，双语能力就变得越来越重要了。Okay, the next word is native. Native 的意思呢是天生的、与生俱来的。Native 有一个惯用语，就是 native language. Native language 的意思呢就是母语，像是中文就是我们的母语。Let's take a look at a sentence. Chinese is my native language. Chinese is my native language. 中文是我的母语。And we also have an extension here. Native speaker. Native speaker. Native speaker 的意思呢是母语人士。Let's focus on the sentence. In order to speak English fluently like a native English speaker, I talk to teacher James every day. In order to speak English fluently like a native English speaker, I talk to teacher James every day. 我为了练得像母语人士般流利的英语，我每天都和 James 老师聊天。The third word is collocation。collocation 就是搭配词的意思。搭配词是一个很容易搞混的东西，连我自己读了这么久的英文，有时候还是会搞错某些字的用法。Let's take a look at a sentence. In the phrase, the fast train, fast is a collocation of train and quick would not sound natural. In the phrase, the fast train, fast is a collocation of train and quick would not sound natural. 在片语 the fast train 中 fast 可以和 train 搭配，用 quick 听上去则会有点不太自然。And we also have an extension here. Colloquially. Colloquially 的意思呢是口语地、非正式地。Let's focus on the sentence. The small forward or colloquially the 3 is one of the 5 positions in the regulation basketball game. The small forward or colloquially the 3 is one of the 5 positions in the regulation basketball game. 小前锋或者是俗话说的3号位是正规篮球比赛中的5个位置之一。The last word is intuition. Intuition 的意思就是直觉的意思。Intuition 很常搭配 language， 意思就是我们很常说的语感。学好一个语言，语感也是很重要的。Let's take a look at a sentence. Language intuition is a must for a competent translator. Language intuition is a must for a competent translator. 语感是一名称职的翻译人员的必备条件。And here is the last extension. Intuit. Intuit 的意思呢是凭直觉感到。直觉是一个很可怕的东西，每次做了坏事，女朋友总会直觉发现。虽然我们都没有女朋友。Let's focus on the sentence. Teacher intuited that I was worried about the final exam. Teacher intuited that I was worried about the final exam. 老师凭直觉感到我对期末考忧心忡忡。Okay, that's all for our English learning one-on-one. Thanks for your attention.